Hi everyone, I have to fix things all the time, I'm sorry. This is Sadie. I am here to do my used bookstore haul. And man, recording 3 things in a day, it's a lot, it's a lot. Oh well. Right, so here we go. We took in a bunch of stuff to the used bookstore, as we do, and subsequently we never go in and come out with nothing. However, we took in a full bag and we came out with half a bag, so I feel like the intake to output is good. Plus, I don't really count used bookstore books as, they're not like purchased books to me because we do credit. So just gonna run through the books that I picked up. These are mine. My husband picked up a couple as well, but I'm not gonna do his books because I don't usually read what he picks up. So we'll start with Lady Almina and the Real Downton Abbey: The Lost Legacy of Highclere Castle by the Countess of Carnarvon. And I picked this up because I love Downton Abbey. I've seen all of Downton Abbey, I own all of Downton Abbey, and I really couldn't get enough if you tried. So I do want to hear and read about the real Downton Abbey, whether or not it's actually the real Downton Abbey. The real life inspiration and setting for Julian Fellowes' Emmy Award winning PBS show Downton Abbey. So the Lady Fiona Carnarvon married the current Earl of Carnarvon in 1999, and they took over Highclere 8 years ago, which is why she's writing about it. So it's big, it's informative, it's nonfiction, so I'll probably save this for nonfiction November. But that stack is getting quite big. However, last November I really went hardcore and quite enjoyed myself. So then I picked up The Ferryman by Charles Golden, with an afterword by Charles Lint, Bram Stoker award-winning author. And it's got a blurb by Poppy Z. Brett on the back, who's now Billy Martin, but hey, I mean, anything Poppy blurbed I pretty much would read. It's from 2002, and it is horror, as always. I'm going to read the back because I really don't think I can sum it up without doing that. Janie Hartshorn left David Barstow for a man who abandoned her once he discovered she was pregnant with his child. A miscarriage almost ended her life. Now she and David are reaching for a second chance. But something is determined to keep them apart. Something with the power to conjure up ghosts from David's past and make them real. Something Janie knows from her near-death experience. It's clearly not going to read this while I'm pregnant, but I still want to read it. Then I picked up this one. I was actually going to pick this one up at the bookstore because it looked so interesting to me. And that is The True Story of Hansel and Gretel, a novel of war and survival by Louise Murphy. And this is about World War II. This is fiction, though. I don't know why it says it's a true story on the front, but it's fiction. And this has to do with the last months of Nazi-occupied Poland and a brother and sister. And I don't have much more to report on that. I like reading stuff about World War II. I have not overdone it yet. I know there are a lot of booktubers who are like, no, I've read too much of this, I'm done. And I have not hit that point. When I hit that point, I'll tell you. Then, because Victober is coming up, and one of the hosts, I know one of the prompts, sorry, Flemmy. One of the prompts is to read books by the host's favorite authors, and one of them is Thomas Hardy. And I have Tess of the Dubervilles, but I couldn't resist picking up The Mayor of Casterbridge in the Penguin Classic. This has appendices, it has notes. I love when it has notes. Notes make me happy. I really enjoy Thomas Hardy. What else has Thomas Hardy done that I've really liked? I know there's something. But I get Thomas Hardy confused with George Eliot all the time. So that could be what's happening. I could be thinking of George Eliot and saying I love Thomas Hardy. I know I had to read something by Thomas Hardy. I don't think I've read Jude the Obscure. I have tested the Dubervilles and I haven't read it. But either way, now I have The Mayor of Casterbridge. We might see that getting read in Victober. Either way, I intend to read it. Thomas Hardy is one of the people I really am drawn towards when it comes to Victorian literature. I don't know why I haven't read it. I'm confusing Silas Marner and Adam Bede with Thomas Hardy, aren't I? Or is it Far from the Maddening Crowd? Or are all of those written by George Eliot? I don't know. Okay. And then I picked up Lab Girl by Hope Jaren, which of course is nonfiction and is probably going to be read in Nonfiction November. This is about a geobiologist and her life in the lab, and subsequently, I imagine, yeah, it's just childhood, her lab partner, what turned her into the girl she is today, which is a lab girl. I always enjoyed biology class. My brother is a biochemical engineer. He teaches biology and chemistry. So science is pretty hardcore in my family, and I originally intended to go into forensic anthropology or biophysical anthropology, but then I moved and ended up in sociocultural anthropology as a degree, and I ended up doing, not defending, but starting a master's in medical anthropology. And so I'm all over the place, but I do enjoy the hard sciences and reading about them, so I think Lab Girl is going to be something I eat up really easily. And again, Nonfiction November. Then I picked up, this is such a fluff book, and the reason I picked it up was because, honestly, I remember seeing the commercials for the movie, and I really liked the commercials, and I thought, okay, I want to read that book. And that is The Snowman by Joe Nesbo. Also, if you're participating in, I think it's the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge or the Book Riot Read Harder Challenge, one of them has read some Nordic Noir, and this is definitely Nordic Noir. So, I've never read a Harry Hole novel. That's going to be rough. I'm going to laugh a lot. But I dig the premise of the killer with the snowman thing. It's quick. Well, it's quick. It's like over 500 pages, but I know it's going to be quick because it's just one of those fluffy read in a couple days or a weekend or on an airplane perhaps. And yeah. Then I picked up these three. I'm a big fan of the writer Christopher Fowler, but I haven't read any of his Peculiar Crime Unit novels. None. Never. They're not exactly... He's not exactly that well found here, so I'm not sure where the person who bought these picked them up. Oh, these are all UK editions. So yeah, clearly got them from the UK. This one is American, I think. Yeah, it's Bantam. But these have the prices in pounds. This one says US and Canadian prices. So when I saw 3 at the used bookstore and I have credit, I was like, yeah. I got Full Dark House, On the Loose, and The Memory of Blood. I have not read any Bryant and May, but I have read a crap ton of Christopher Fowler, so I suspect I will enjoy them. Full Dark House appears to be the first one that you can read. Let's see here. Yeah. I love his horror, so I want to see if his mystery is equally as good, and if it is, then I'm just going to have to see what I can get on Book Depository. Because, yeah, really enjoy his horror novels. Then I picked up this cute little guy. Paperback Junkie would be proud. Or Zoe. I could see Zoe being proud of this one too. It's The Summer Book by Tove Jansson, who, of course, is the famed author of Moomins. And of course, if you follow, Moomins are adorable. I love Moomins. And so this is about her summer on an island in the Gulf of Finland. It's not big at all. It's very tiny. It's an old school penguin, and I think it'll just be pleasant. I might hold off on this till there's an actual summer to read it in. But I couldn't pass it up. I couldn't pass up Tove Jansson at that price. And then the last 4 I got are all little guys. They're all little mysteries. We've got 2 pocketbooks and 2 Dells. And it's because I'm going to try and read all the Miss Marples. So I picked up 4 Marples. I have Murder in the Vicarage. So now I have 13 Clues for Miss Marple, which is really short. I have The Moving Finger, which is another Miss Marple. It's also quite short. At Bertram's Hotel, which has an amazing cover. Who did the cover? Does it tell me? It should tell me. The amazing cover was done by... No, does not, although it's from 1967. I love the cover. And then I picked up The Body in the Library, which has a nice cover too. As you can see, these are both part of clearly a series going on there. And this one has this cute little, look at the back. It spells death. That is so cute. And this one, again, they're all super short. They have those fantastic offers in the middle. My nan used to use these all the time. And this one probably doesn't tell me who did the cover either. No. Of course not. Because I would like to know, because they are awesome. First printing in December of 1946. This is the 8th printing, published in 1967. Man, girl could go. So, The Body in the Library. And those I picked up for relatively cheap. I think it was $1.25. $2, $1.25, $1, and $1.25. Yeah, so there you have it. And that is everything I picked up at my used book haul, which doesn't seem like a lot now that I've shown it to you, but it was a lot at the time. However, like I said, I took in a full bag, came out with a half a bag. I feel like I won. I feel like that was a win. And I guess I will see everybody again at some point. And happy reading.